The slave codes of 1705 required all individuals, churches, businesses, organizations, schools, and all levels of government to teach, justify, and enforce the status of blacks as a quote, subordinate, excluded, non competitive, non compensated, managed workforce for the personal comfort and the wealth building of white society, end quote. So they put this in a law and they said, we're going to teach this to every individual, every church, business, organization, and school, and all levels of government. And the status of black people is, quote, a subordinate, excluded, non competitive. That means we don't want them to be educated at the level of us. We don't want them to have our skill. We don't want them to know what we know. We don't want them competing with us for jobs. You would know that this slave code not only was very successful, but it's still in full effect. Because what was the reason that you codified all this? You codified this because you needed to make sure that blacks were a subordinate, excluded, non-competitive, non-compensated, managed workforce, specifically targeted. The energy would be targeted to ensure the personal comfort and wealth building of a white society. So the evidence that this policy was effective would be seen in the disparity between white wealth and black wealth. You know that it worked because white wealth has risen to an incredibly high level. And the reason you know that it's still in effect is because black wealth is still going down. The racial wealth gap is not closing. The racial wealth gap is widening. So the most radical thing that a black person can do in America is to put all their energy out in a way that it will solely benefit black people. When you are raising your children to benefit your family and not the government and not corporate America, well, then you're gonna get criticized for that. Well, because you're violating the doctrine listed in the slave codes of 1705 that says that black people are supposed to be a subordinate, excluded, non-competitive, non-compensated managed workforce.